This is a one-week Canvas course that I created during a teacher training certificate program. On the home page, I have the announcements set to show up at the top. The images and buttons I created in Canva. My home page and orientation module are bilingual English-Spanish. I serve beginner English language learners and 100% speak Spanish. And our program is open enrollment, so I want students to get adjusted to the technology as soon as possible. So using Spanish is helpful. In this program, I created an orientation module, as well as a Module 1, Describe a Trip, that focused on the English skills. I use a numbering system so that students can easily send me what activity they are working on, and it's easy for me to find out where they're at. I set requirements for each activity, such as mark as done, submitted, score at least, so that students will receive a check mark at the side, showing that they have completed the activity. Let's jump into the orientation module. So I have students sign up for the Remind app. This is how we communicate with students and teachers. This is the Canvas student app information. Most of my students use mobile devices and don't have access to a computer. So I get them set up by creating the tutorial and showing them how to join their class. The technology we used in this course were a few apps. They need to download these apps to their device. It's not ideal working with the learning management system, but this is how the program worked out. I showed them how to create an app folder on their device so all their education apps for school could be in one location. I created a Meet Your English Teacher presentation and made it into a YouTube video. To get students acquainted with each other, I had them do a Flipgrid post. Next up is the class details. I created the course syllabus in an app called smore.com. You can add pictures and videos and buttons. It's very visual for beginner English language learners. And I created a quiz using Google Form. I created an etiquette policy with Google Docs in English and Spanish. I created the academic honesty and guidelines using the smore.com app and added some YouTube videos to help students understand. I created an online learner survey to find out what technology experience the students have. And then these are some success tips for online learners, including their technology help sheet with all their usernames and passwords for the apps, and some resources to learn how to use the mouse and typing skills. I had them do a Canvas app scavenger hunt to become familiar with the app. And these are some resources from Canvas, as well as a link to our ESL cafe so they could talk about any non-related class questions. And this is how to get feedback in the Canvas app and actively learn. And this is a summary of the orientation module, and then once the students complete all the activities, they'll earn their badge. Next up is Module 1. To learn vocabulary, I introduced them to the Quizlet app, made a tutorial, and showed them how to join the class on their app. For reading, we used Actively Learn, so I created a tutorial and showed them how to join. For the grammar and writing, it was an activity with some links outside of Canvas and some videos. So they completed the chart and sent that back to me. The last activity the next activity is listening and speaking. So listening activity was an Edpuzzle video. So they watched the video and answered the questions in the video. Speaking was another Flipgrid activity. And the last activity was a video project. So students created a storyboard in their notebook, referencing some photos that they wanted to put into the video. They create the storyboard and submit the photo. And then they created a video in the Seesaw app. I created a tutorial, showed them what to do, had them join the class, and then submit their project. At the end is a summary, and then they earn their badge.